gosh, there is so much new happening right now. It's unbelievable. What's up, y'all? It's Rachel Elizabeth. You're watching Real Talk with Rach, and I got some real talk for you. I am exhausted. I don't know if you saw the last video, but I'll link it here somewhere, and you guys can watch my moving out story. I just moved out of Hollywood to Redondo Beach, and during this change, I started a new job, bartending. I haven't done that for 10 years. So it's both a learning process, a changing process. I got that job to help with the transition, but it's taking up a lot of hours that I used to have on my own, and I was able to use them to put towards my business and writing and creating, and now I don't have those hours anymore. I'm not complaining, it's just a fact. And then on top of all of that, I had this amazing time to really just pour into my relationship with God that I no longer have anymore. And it doesn't mean that that is going to change my relationship, but it is all new and it is all different. But here's the thing, new can sometimes feel bad, but new isn't necessarily bad. All of these things that are happening, I know are a setup for something amazing. And if I didn't see it that way, if I didn't remind myself constantly that that's what is happening, it would be really easy to sit with the negatives of the difficulties that I'm facing, or that I have been facing, or that I will face with all of these new things. But the truth is, I'm being removed from a place in my life, a time and a season in my life where it was incredibly hard and incredibly lonely and incredibly refining, into a place of mercy and light and abundance. And I'm stepping into more of what I know my purpose is and my calling is. Also a video, one of these two places, I think it's here, on what is your purpose, if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on that. But I know that all of these changes that feel horrible in the moment are for something really good that's about to happen or start happening. And I might not even see those good things while they're starting to happen. But it's the same thing when you plant a seed. That seed has to crack before it can grow roots, and it grows roots before you ever see the first sprout come out of the ground. So I think that I just want to use this process that I'm going through to encourage you, that I know so many of you are going through some major life changes and it doesn't feel good in the process. And it may be really hard to believe that whatever you're going through is going to turn out for your good. But God promised that all things work together for the good of those who are in Christ Jesus. Basically, all things work together for good, for your good and for His glory. So if you just zoom out with me for a minute, and actually I would encourage you to zoom out all the time, because it is so easy, like I said, to get wrapped up in your immediate circumstance, in your immediate emotions. Whatever you're going through right this second, that isn't the whole story. It's like a mosaic, all these tiles that don't seem to make any sense when you're up close. But when you step back and you zoom out, you see that each one of those tiles actually fits together to create this beautiful picture that you wouldn't have seen if you had just stayed right up next to it. It's the same thing with a Monet. This famous artist used to paint this impressionist work where if you stood really close to it, it would just look like a bunch of blobs of paint, and you wouldn't see it for the incredible beauty and the incredible talent that the artist put into it. But if you step away, all those blobs of paint become this absolutely beautiful impressionist piece of artwork. Monet was a genius in that. The point is, you need to zoom out every single day and remember that 1, it's not about you. 2, even though it's not about you, God has great plans for you, plans to prosper you and give you a hope and a future. And whatever you're going through, it's only going to make you better, but you have to remember and trust. You remember that it's not what is going on to you right now that defines you. It's what these things are building together to create in you through these things. God is creating something so beautiful through your trials, through your change, through all the hard things that you've gone through. I mean, just another link. Go watch my story, the video I made on my story. Guys, I've been through hell in a lot of ways. I mean, cliff notes. I've been sexually abused multiple times. I've been broke. I've gone through some serious depression. I've experienced heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. And I've been rejected so many times. I've failed more times than I can possibly tell you. But I see, looking back, God's faithfulness in each one of those events or times of my life where in the moment it felt like I didn't want to be here anymore. I wanted to not live anymore through some of those times. But looking back, I get to see now that because I trusted and I kept going and I kept my eyes on God, and honestly, not even all of those times. There were a lot of times that I didn't look to God for getting me through these things, but He still, regardless of my doing anything, He was still faithful. So that's another side note. Regardless of how you treat God, He is unchanging and always good and always loving, and He is amazing, and He's so merciful and kind, and whatever you do or don't do, He's still the same. He does not change. So whether you treat Him like crap or you treat Him the best way you know how, it's not going to change how He feels about you. He's not going to love you more. He's not going to love you less. He loves you unconditionally all the time. The point is, I have been through some serious stuff, and I'm sure that you have too. But God's working all those things together into a story in your life that you can then share with other people, like hopefully I'm being able to do right now. And He's gonna be able to love people through your story. He's gonna get glory for all the amazing things that He's done through your life. He's gonna get the glory. You're gonna get love and acceptance and an amazing story to tell people if you just zoom out. This video actually is more encouraging to me than I thought it would be. I thought I was just gonna sit here and encourage y'all, but it's been encouraging me too. So I'm so grateful for that. You have no idea. I just got emotional because I prayed for that this morning. I prayed that God would encourage me, and I didn't want to make this video because again, it's all these good things, but it's all these new things, and all these new things together adds up to this unsettled, uncomfortable, like you're getting used to so many new things, and it's hard. It's not easy, but I know that it's working together for good. And sorry, I'm really grateful right now because little did I know that in encouraging you guys through what I'm going through, that God would be encouraging me through it too. So that's all I got to say. I hope that you're encouraged. Side note, this also relates to fitness, which somehow I can always pull it back to fitness without even trying. But I mean, it's the same thing with training. You're not going to improve. I've said this in past videos. You're not going to improve if there isn't a challenge, if there isn't discomfort, and training isn't comfortable. Those of you who have ever been sore or had to push through the last few reps of something that felt so terrible in the moment, like, you know that those things pay off. Even if you can't see it in the moment, when you push yourself and you challenge yourself through these uncomfortable things, through discomfort, you actually become stronger. Your body condition improves. You get the benefits of endorphins. Like, there's so much benefit, but you don't feel it in the moment. So again, even in fitness, just as in your spiritual life and everything else, you zoom out. Remember, it's not what's happening to you right now that defines you or defines what life is about. Zoom out. God is still in control. He never changes. He loves you. I love you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please share it. If you know anyone who would find it encouraging too. If you want to support what I'm doing here, please check out my Patreon page, my Patreon campaign. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It means a whole bunch. And I love getting comments from you. So I'll get back to every single one of you as soon as possible. Y'all have a great week. Love you. Bye. If you watched all the way to the end of this video, I want you to tell me one thing that you related to in this video. Okay, until next time.